Okay, now I have the 24-inch bar, and I want to close the rails on this one because the tip is 50 gauge still, and it's hardened, and I don't think I'll try to mess with that to open it. And what I got here is, this is about 55 thousandths. I don't want to go all the way to 50 right away, but I just run it through, and there's a little bit of, like a tiny bit of resistance there, and it's pretty easy here. And then there's a pinch right here, there's a tight spot there, and then there's a little resistance here, and then of course when it gets towards the tip it won't go, but there's pretty much a pinch spot right there, and then it's opened up there. This is the tool that I have, this bar rail closer, and I've seen another type that's a kind of older style that I don't know if anyone makes anymore, but I don't really like these because it's hard to use. I mean, you have to put a lot of pressure to squeeze that rail in, but that's all I have. The other type, I don't even remember. I just saw it on a YouTube video, and it looked like a good tool, but I did some searching online. I couldn't find anything. It might have a specific name, but I don't know. This just has adjustment here. This little screw, basically that'll just make it lean one way, or actually that's how low you want to squeeze it. Then this one here will kind of direct it. I like it so it's pointed kind of straight ahead or slightly down, because if you have that thing screwed too far down, it'll raise up and you'll pull right off the bar. I actually have this adjusted for a narrower bar right now, so I gotta loosen it up. Another thing I don't like about these is I can push that bearing in, and then when I go to tighten it, it'll be different because it's just a bolt. When I push the bearing in, it'll be like that, and I tighten it in, it'll straighten out. So it's kind of hard to get it just right. See what that does. I also have to kind of check out the depth here. I know I want about 7/32. It looks like that's about where it is, about a 1/4 inch or so. It's kind of hard for me to see in this lighting. but I'm going to try that. I'm pretty sure that didn't do anything because I know from when I've done it in the past, it was really hard to push. It didn't do a thing. I don't think that did anything either. Still goes through there. Has a pinch spot. Well, that did something. Hopefully it didn't go too far. Yeah, they won't even fit that now. Except right there. So here's 45 thousandths. If it's 45 thousandths. Here's 50 thousandths. It says 50 thousandths of an inch. That's what I'm kind of aiming for. It's a little tight right there. That's where I ended up. Yeah, I got it too tight. Not too bad in the beginning. I think it's easier to open them if you've closed them rather than if you're trying to open a 50 gauge to a 58 gauge. Hopefully that's true, because I've done it before. Generally, I try to aim for a little bit bigger than 50 gauge on the feeler gauge. Still tight right there. A little better. Tight there. Okay, see what that did. It goes through, but there's resistance, mostly right here. You're gonna see what a chain is like. It's a 50 chain. No, that's the 58. Seems to be going through there. might have opened it back up too much. Kind of sloppy. But it is a well-used chain. The chain's about the end of its life, so the drive links might be worn a little too, so that's going to give it some slop. It still has a gap there, so that shows that it's good. I'm going to go up to 51, see how much I actually opened it. Now this is 51 thousandths. I can feel a little bit of resistance in a lot of it, especially up here. So I must have got it pretty close. Well, if I hold it just right, it goes through pretty easy. $52 thousandths. $53 thousandths. There's just tight spots. $54 thousandths. It's pretty much the widest parts are 54 thousandths, except right here. I don't think I even touched that spot, but I'm not going to worry about that. That's just the tip. Unless it keeps throwing the chain, then I'll close it. That didn't go so good. I need to loosen this up. I think I need to kind of get a little more experience with these. I've used it a few times. Like, I think the second or third time I used it, like I kept going in increments, going a little bit, and I squeezed it down perfectly, and I was like, oh, I got the hang of this thing. And then I tried another one, messed it all up, had to, didn't go good, and I was like, I guess I don't have the hang of it, but I kind of cranked it really tight because I wasn't doing anything. And then that last one, I really turned that in too much, and that's what happened. I over tightened it. But I got one more side. I'm gonna leave it at that because the chain goes through. I think even 55 thousandths of an inch is good, because it doesn't start messing up till it gets to around 58 thousandths. So I'm gonna leave it there and I'll test it out and see how it cuts. As long as it cuts straight and the chain doesn't do funny things, I'll be happy with it. and start all the way to the end. I need some way to keep track of how many turns. It's about a quarter turn from my finger tight there. Try about 3/8 of a turn. That's 54 thousandths there. Still not doing it. Try. I just did that because if I pull it back, it'll pop right out. I just tapped it back with a hammer. So I had about 3/8 of a turn. I'm going to go a half turn. That's 54 thousandths. It's a little tight now. Well, at least up here. Not so much there. Probably because up here was already a smaller gauge. Tight spot there. Okay, so I'll try 5/8 of a turn. Make sure it didn't mess it up there. Pretty tight there. I actually feel a little bit of resistance there. Well, not too much. Okay. I wonder if that'll just push it in without loosening it up. I think I did last time. Half. Five-eighths of a turn.